What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Another episode of Just My Opinion Reviews, talking that good old Cross, Season 2, Episode 5, titled Climb. In this one, a breakthrough brings Cross and Kayla to the remaining vigilante. She'll turn herself in if Cross meets her at a specific place, but Kayla wants it or warns it may be a trap. Just straight up, Lamont, what you think of the episode, sir?
Man, another fantastic episode. Shout out to everybody, including the little maggot that we didn't know we need, Bobby Trey. Bobby Trey for the save is all I got to say about him. And I think me and you asked me last week, did I trust Troy? I told you couldn't trust Troy, and we can't trust him. But overall, I love this episode. It was an episode, and ladies, y'all are going to thank me for this. Whenever women have intuition about another woman, fellas, you might as well go with it, because Kayla tried to warn them, and I'll leave it right there.
I don't know if I want you to leave it right there. I may want you to dive deep, but maybe we can come back to that real quick, a little bit later. But you did speak on Bobby Trey. And besides the very beginning of the episode, to which we'll come back to, we can stop on Bobby Trey. We can focus on him for a moment. I know that he is a fan favorite of many people. They like Bobby Trey. He was never really my cup of tea. I mean, you may like the actor, the performer. I don't know him like that. I just recently saw an interview with him recently, and I was like, okay, of course he's not the same person that the role he's portraying, but he seems like a cool guy. And actually, Lamont, my fault. Guess what I just realized while we are in the middle of this recording? We're not going to stop.
We're not recording. We're not recording.
We are recording. But I have the background for Cross season for Paradise, so I need to change that to Cross. There we go. My bad.
Oh, okay.
There we go. My fault, y'all. Y'all probably didn't even notice, but let me know in the comments if you did. I like Bobby Trey now. I don't know why, but it's just something about him. Even though he was a disgusting SOB in the first season, it was just something about his swag, his aura, his charisma in this episode. That I was like, you know what, you turning over a new leaf for me. I still rather not see him in leopard skin or zebra skin Speedos while he making sandwiches in the kitchen with giant kitchen blade knives. But he's turning over a new leaf. And I don't blame him. I like his style. When he was up in Kayla's bathroom, just like, hey, I found some information. Let's look at it together. I have a question that I need to ask, and I just need you to watch this real quick. Man, that was dope. And the way he pulled up this blade, and it's like, for Bobby Trey to have a moral compass, like, says something. Like, I know I may be down and dirty, but I'm not finna be giving random men super soldier serums and watching them kill themselves and think nothing of it. Just try to sweep it under the rug. I want no part of that. I'm gonna throw a dagger. I love that, man. I loved it. I like the fact that he had control over the person that not necessarily put him in jail, but released him. He didn't care. Like, hey, even if I do kill this FBI agent, I'm doing it in the name of justice, because I'm not going to be a part of you doing some type of evil conniving stuff like this. Do you agree or disagree with that little assessment there?
I'm a rebel for humanity, so I kind of agree with it. And I've been loving Bobby Trey. I love him out of hate. I hate him so bad, I love him. And he has just been the little secret that we didn't know we needed this season. And you hit it on the head, B. Avery. The man has a moral compass, even though he's dastardly crook himself. And the thing that a lot of people love about dastardly crooks and drug dealers and stuff like that in the mafia is because they did have a code of the family. So even though they're doing illegal things, they did have a code where, they wouldn't grab women, they wouldn't grab your kids, that type of thing. And Bobby Trey seems to have a code. He could be like F the military, but no, he's not doing that. He saw that these people is getting their eyeballs poked out after being hooked up to some kind of study. He's like, F that, Kayla. But my thing is, man, why is it so easy for people to get in folks' houses on these TV shows? I mean, Bobby Trey could have been took out Kayla if he wanted to. You know, my man had a little speaker in there playing music and what may have you. It is too easy to get into the house of actors and stunt people and folks on TV shows. Fix that, please.
I can't get mad at you for that, Lamont. I didn't even think about it. I was just saying to myself, okay, he's an expert, expert criminal, so he knows how to do these type of things. So I don't know, but I'm not going to argue with you there. But going back to the beginning of the episode, or the way that the last one ended, Lincoln Esteban, aka John Ramos, he killed himself / sacrificed / got murdered. And we have a parallel at the beginning of this episode, as he is getting torn open at the morgue, at the coroner. It seems like Luz, or Rebecca Matthews, we find out her real name now, is going through some type of ritual, some type of baptism, some type of ceremony. She has all the rose petals from the gardens of Wakanda with water and oils and candles. And Lamont, I'm not trying to sound ignorant, sir. What in the world was that they dropped on the floor that cracked like an egg? I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is, sir? Because what's going on?
I thought it was an egg, honestly. I mean, like, I thought it was an egg. It was bigger than an egg. It looked like it was encased in something else, but I thought it was an egg. And I would love for anybody in our audience, either one of us that are our Spanish people, let us know what was that. Was that like a baptism of her, or, that's something that people do when they lose someone they really love? Please help us out.
Yeah. I wish I had an image I can bring up, but I'm not going to do that. I was like, I don't mean to just sound ignorant, but I was like, okay, I know they just didn't abort a baby. And then it's an egg, it cracked, but then it looked like it was some type of living tissue in there. So I don't know, but I'm very curious. It could be a culture thing. I don't know. I want to learn something.
It was like I saw a heart fall on the floor. It was a transition from them filleting Lincoln, heart falling on the floor, then going to her having something fall on the floor, as if there was like some kind of kindred symbiotic relationship going on there. And then, she went and got the tattoo to represent him, and her love for this dude was almost about to destroy her. This episode, it was very close to destroying her.
This is true. It was very jarring, man, because like you said, it was cutting back and forth from him getting his chest ripped open and taking out a heart, and then her, and she's laying on the table. He's dead, but she's looking kind of sexy. She has a very nice figure, and then I see that on the ground. I'm like, oh, she looks nice. Oh God, what is that? So, yeah, it was a roller coaster of emotions for me during the opening. I was just saying to myself, hey, what are we getting into here? 2 John is almost now called 3 John. He eating up all the food at the diner. They're talking about his mom, Alana. Are we going to find out who TK is?
We have to. We have to. I mean, just in this episode, we learned that there was another person who's walking around with a 6th bullet. We have to. we gotta learn who this is. Yeah, man. They're like, this dude we got to get that bullet up out of that ass. So yeah, we need him. And are we going to figure out and learn, Avery, why is the mom so afraid to talk? Like, what's unravel this a little more, 3 John?
I'm gonna be really disappointed if she's covering up for some knucklehead that don't need, that's gonna kind of rub me the wrong way, if I had to be honest.
I feel like she's covering up for either his as a family member. I feel like she's covering up for maybe a brother, a half brother, a father. She's covering up for somebody.
Is there anybody that you can think of to where you can say to yourself, okay, now I see who she's protecting. I don't blame her. I agree. I would have protected them too. Or can you come up with nobody?
Yeah. Oh, if it's a brother, if it's a dad,
But let me stop you. What if it was a brother or dad, but they did something evil or effed up? What if they murdered or somebody, unjustly or worse?
Then I really can't see it.
Okay.
Now, the minute you put that in, that unjustly in there, you shut down my whole argument. You make me sick, damn rascal. He getting slick with it.
They selling drugs to kids and murder on them if they missed a. I don't know. I'm just kind of being serious,
that.
but okay. Hopefully they can have a relationship. It's always best when a child can have a relationship with a mother. I'm not trying to sound silly, but I'm being for real. And him just finding out that his mom is alive and around the corner, when he didn't know for, I'm assuming, the past 25 plus 30 years, it can really affect him in a negative way if this relationship falls apart. If they have a falling out and they don't get along, he may have been like, well, I'm not going to use a romantic song, but I wish I never met her. But anyway, what was you about to say? What was you about to say?
It seems like he's starting to warm up to her. How when you had one of them old school 1967 big body heavy Chevys, you crank it up, you got to pat the gas a little bit to get it revved up, get it warmed up. Seems like he's starting to warm up to her. And his story about her basically being right around the corner is no different from what I went through with my dad, who is dead now. My whole time that I was in 6th grade through high school, my best friend, who lived way down about 2 blocks from where I lived at, my father lived in the house directly across the street from my best friend. I didn't know what he looked like. There's no way possible he didn't know who I was, because I was an athlete in the area. We all had a name for that school. And we played basketball right there at my friend's house literally every day. And we would go to Walmart at the middle of the night, because back then on Cartoon Network, Dragon Ball Z and Batman would come on midnight. So we go holler at the girls, get some cereal, come back and watch that, then I would take my butt back home. So I kind of feel what Two John is going through. And I actually had a chance to go try to meet my dad. He left the door wide open and never came and unlocked it.
I remember you telling me that story. People in the audience may not know. When you told it to me, there was more detail. And it was very touching, Lamont. And given what you've gone through, I think you turned out amazing. You're
I appreciate that,
a stand-up guy that I have a lot of respect for. So, yeah, man, love you too. Just want to let you.
Same too. Love you, bro.
Let you know that. But hopefully, 2 John, 3 John, he gets the I guess justice or love and compassion and closure that he needs in this situation, because I can only imagine the pain and torment that he went through as a young lad trying to come up not knowing the truth. What's up?
I got something for you.
What's that?
There are certain things that can bring families together that have been torn apart. Babies.
Okay.
What if his girlfriend is pregnant by the end of the season, and mom is out, and this could, kind of ingratiate the relationship with 2 John, his mama, his baby mama, and they really start to bond, because grandparents do usually do a good job with grandbabies no matter what they've been through. And I could easily see her being pregnant and that kind of be connective tissue to help rebuild that relationship.
This is very true. That would be nice if that happened, and all the stars and planets align in the universe, sunshine and rainbows, squirrels playing with birds, all that. Or it could be the flip side of it. He's bitter, and it's like, I'm not going to let my child near you at all because you're toxic, and I don't want your negative energy being imprinted on my innocent baby. Right. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can go with the former, but I can definitely see it going with the latter as well. And I wouldn't be mad at him either.
Me neither.
I mean, he would have a chip on his shoulder. I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him.
It is what it is.
But you know who I would blame, Lamont?
Oh boy.
Is Mr. Lance Duran. this evil SOB that is trying to play dumb as if he does not know that his business, Chris Wood, I forgot the second part of the name, is using children.
Crestwood Farms.
That was the first name. I was about to say that, but what it was turned into. That he's using immigrant children for cheap labor. And he's going on the Ricky Lake show or maybe Convergence.
Her name was Hillary McAfee.
There you go. Thank you very much.
He called it shit. Ricky, that's an insult to Ricky Lake, my brother. I like Ricky Lake.
Yeah, Ricky Lake was that was pretty good back in the 90s. And man, he whistled his way out of that, Lamont. He like, look,
bro,
it is not my fault. Okay, I am trying to feed the world. All right, I was ignorant, but ignorant is not an excuse. But I got an Uno reverse card. Why are the parents sending their children here to work in the first place? I was like, man, get the F out of here, bro. And they ate that up, bro. Like, it's Saturday morning. They eating the cereal that you were just talking about watching that cartoons. I was just like, wow, y'all really fell for the banana in the tailpipe. And I mean, it's a valid question, but I just hate the way he used it. And I say that to say, he is doing a hell of a great job of being an evil, slimy villain that I just want to strangle. I don't want to shoot this man. I don't want to stab him. I want to be on top of him and strangle him and feel the life being removed from his body bit by bit because he's just that disgusting. I mean, you knew what was going on and you just going to lie to the people like this on national television and be like, I'm trying to feed the world, prosperity. It's just disgusting. It's such a great reflection on life. He's doing such a great job of just, not only in this scene right here, but the next scene where Kayla and Cross go and talk to him and the security guard. I love that back and forth between them because he was talking shit. He was talking trash, not just him, but hey, watch your tone. Kayla, no, you watch your tone. And you got a suspect, won't you go do your job? And I don't like titles like this. I'm just going to call you Alex or Al. I was like, this nigga need his ass whooped. I was pissed, Lamont. I was seething at the mouth like, oh, you low down dirty dog. But look at the emotion that's coming out of me right now. That just says that he's doing a great job in the role as somebody despicable. This goes back to one of the first scary movies that my friend made me watch that, I put on my big boy pants to Scream because he was the villain in that movie. People reminded me in my comment section. I know I just said a lot, sir, but how you feeling about Lance Duran and how you feel about, I can't even talk. How you feel about Lance Duran? He's evil. He needs to die. How you feel?
Oh, Lethal Lance need to go out by lethal injection somehow, some way, because he had me so hot too, because that smarmy bullshit that he gave on the Hillary Duff show is what politicians do. That's what they do. And that's why most people hate politicians. What he did is why a lot of people feel like both parties are the same, because this man is rich. He thinks he's untouchable. He has this mental God complex that because he has so much money, he's some kind of fucking gift to humanity. And this whole project he's doing, sadly, folks, I've been in business for a long time. I've had a chance to rub elbows with these dudes. For some reason, they trust me. So I get to hear a lot of their secrets. There's always some front for the PR where we're going to help save humanity through food and blah, blah, blah. When on the back end, they are cutting somebody at the knees, whether it's the American taxpayers from subsidies they're getting from the government, whether it's corporations that need write-offs, they're always cutting somebody and hurting people. And this man knew good and damn well about them kids. And B. Avery, I remember some things that we talked about first episode. You asked me, did I trust his henchman, Shira? And I told you no further than I could throw her. And I can't throw that Shira bitch not too far. And I was sitting here with this episode saying to myself, look, I do not want a fight to come down between her and Kayla. I don't.
You don't? Okay.
No, I don't. Okay. I don't.
Okay.
Because when she tried to get up in Cross' face, you saw Kayla went mama bear, like, hey, this is my dark meat right here. What you better pipe down. And I'm thinking to myself, Kayla, don't let her pull out that power sword and turn into She-Ra, take off that sport jacket, because she was ready to go toe to toe with Cross. Mm-hmm. But in any event, man, I really want Ruz to get some revenge on Lance, because he's been involved with this thing for so long. Her mama's involved with it, all these kids. And there's so many people that might be dying in vain because of him if he doesn't get the justice that they feel like he needs. So this is a hard one, man. They've got us rooting. Whoever, the writers of this, you did a fantastic job. We're rooting for Bobby Trey.
You know
Bobby Filet Trey.
You know what I'm saying?
And yes, then you got us rooting for Ruz. You got us rooting for Cross. You got us rooting for Kayla, who's got her own circumstances that's going on. Mm-hmm. Now, and then you've got us rooting against her boss, Troy, who's a crook. So writers, fantastic job of writing. And man, y'all had us on the edge of our seat with the exchange between Cross and Lance.
2 questions I want to ask you real quick. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Is the season as good as season 1 so far, in your opinion? Give me a short answer.
Man. No.
I agree. It's good. It's close, but Ramsey was he was next level. Because the antagonists here are not really antagonists, you know. They're freedom fighters, they're vigilantes. Is there enough for 2 John to have his own spin-off show? Or would you be interested in that as well?
Yeah, I would watch it, but how would they do that without Cross?
Good point. I was just curious. It just popped in my mind. Kind of wanted to ask you real quick. Y'all let us know in the comments. Y'all let us know in the comments.
May I rebuttal what you just said?
Sure, of course.
Let me rebuttal.
Yeah.
What would make a great show would be a prequel to how Ruz got started and all the people she's killed. Her first kill was the sheriff. So go back to how Donnie set Crest Farms on fire and how they found out that they were doing illegal stuff. You could give her own show and how she got to where she's at now. You give her a prequel show.
Do you think it was a good idea for her to meet Cross the way she did? And are you okay with the auntie and Danny being mad? Like, no, you don't need to talk to him. You know, he's gonna take advantage of you. You know, was that a smart move on her end? I mean, I like. Or let me back up. At the task force room, first of all, I do like the lieutenant, the black chick. She came in there like, hey man, our resources are slim. You can't be taking out my people. You know, this is where we go if I need a homicide detective or whatever she said. I like her. We also had Mr. Blackman over there with the blue button down. He was able to put some pieces together and, you know, do some investigative work and find out who. When you say rules, you're talking about, I know you're talking about Rebecca. Mind you, she did get out of the bathtub looking nice and thick too. I don't, you know, they doing a good job there.
She work out.
Yeah. But was it in her best interest to go meet Cross? Are you more with her, like, yes, I want to do this? Or, you know, like Danny was saying, like, this is stupid, okay? Let me go over here and show you how Chris Book Farms originated. Like, where are you at on that?
I'm more with Danny and the aunt, but I fully understand why she did it. Because their plan did involve turning over stuff to the police so that the police could take down the rest of the organization. After they took out the people that needed to be taken out the street justice way. So I get it. And I think she wanted to see what type of person Cross was, if he was the type of person she could trust to give all this pertinent information to finally take down the organization. I get it. But I also get Donnie and Auntie looking at her thinking that you're acting very emotionally.
Yeah.
If the police show up to the door, why would you go meet them? You know they're going to probably have people looking at you. You know that they're going to probably be wired. And that conversation with her and Cross, man, was that some thick, good TV right there. I mean, She was looking magnificent. And the conversation and the things they was going over, wonderful. But I'll wait for you to get to that point.
No, we're good. We're there. I'm gonna come back to that though real quick. I'm gonna go back to when they originally met on her doorstep. I like the way that she played it. You know, she played dumb. She answered the questions the right way, not to criminalize herself. Give it up. So that was cool. On a side note, though, I don't have a house now. I live in an apartment / townhome. When I do get a house, I'm gonna make damn sure that I have one of those see-through gate things right there. So if a cop does come to my door, and for some reason, hopefully this will never happen. Hopefully it's a good cop and not a bad cop that wants to abuse their authority. And if they come to your door, you can open one door and still talk to them. If you don't have a door there, they can lie or try to force their way in, and but if you have that little barrier right there, whether it's clear or you can put, I'm gonna have to have that. I have to have that for that reason. She answered their questions briefly. She didn't want to talk no more. She shut the door. They can't come in. You can't break in and enter. You don't have a warrant. What you laughing at?
You funny, man. You don't have to have a screen door. You know why?
Why?
We got Ring doorbell. You can talk to them on your phone while the camera's sitting there looking at you. You ain't got to go to the door.
You got a point. You could do that. That's true. You just crushed my dreams, but it's okay. Maybe I'll have both. I don't know. We'll
you have both.
I'll take a picture and send it to you. No, I'm joking. But going back to what you said at the table, Lamont, I agree with you 100%, bro. That was an amazing conversation right there. They both were convicted in that moment right there. They both could relate. Like I went through the exact same thing you went through, and it sent me down a path of destruction. I turned into a person I did not know and I don't want to be. And I see the same exact thing is going to happen to you. These people, we do not want them to die for a reason. If we both want justice, only thing that he answered the question, because she did say, like, what does justice look like for you? And then, he responded, we're going to do this. It's always going to be a slap on the wrist. But there was a lot of emotion between the both of them, man. Like, he really did break her. I didn't think she was breakable, but she was. It just really humanized her, too. She's not just some cold machine. She has a lot of emotion and pain, brewing up in her, So that was probably the best scene of the episode.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
That was number one, and then the exchange with Cross, Kayla, and Lance and his She-Ra, that was probably number two. But man, nothing is going to beat Ruz sitting in that white dress with that makeup on, drinking whatever she was drinking that Cross ordered for her, and just the exchange of dialogue and just the way that they got into each other's interpersonal space with those stories. And in the end, I don't think that he really broke her, because if he would have broke her, she would have turned herself in after 24 hours. Mm-hmm. I think what he did was prove to her that when all fails and they need to give stuff to the police, he would be the right police person to give it to, because I knew that he didn't have her when at the very end she said, all you are is someone with a badge to protect the landowners. Yeah. And that was like the last thing she said. And then they let her get up and swish her ass on out of that scene like a washing machine. Then she go, Kayla comes in. This is where I say women know women. And sometimes women try to tell men about other women and we don't listen. He thought he had her. I knew he didn't. Kayla knew he didn't. And Kayla was mad that he turned off that wire.
I was just about to ask you that. That was my next question. Yeah. Did she have a right to be mad?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, some of it was personal, for sure. Some of it was personal, but a lot of it, well, no, let me rephrase that. All of it was personal. Some of it was professional.
Yeah. It was funny because it was like, he was like, man, if you would have heard what she said, or not heard, just how she said it. She was like, well, I couldn't because my partner turned off the mic. And I'm like, yeah, you can't, you dropped the ball there. I was trying to bond with her, but, we see what happens. I do kind of like a little bit after that, he had to put his pride aside and apologize to her. So You know, even though they were smashing and stuff, I like the fact that they still are kind of bumping heads just a little bit. I think I would be annoyed or turned off if they were just like, oh, I can't wait to see you tonight after our shift is over back at the hotel. All right. You know, I don't that would have been just kind of ridiculous.
They keeping it professional, B. Avery. They keeping it professional. They keeping it professional.
And actually, we're gonna put a pin on that. We're gonna put a pin on that. Help me remember. But I want to ask you this though, man. Why did Janelle snap off on L? Man, I don't want that kind of family. You should have talked to us. Who is Trevor? Okay, I'm gonna send him bungee jumping so he ends up like Hillary's fiance in Fresh Prince. No, what's the little? Are they gonna be okay? She was upset early in the episode because she didn't have the ribbons and she was rushing and left them and she couldn't match her hair. And Elle got new boyfriends and it's confusing and cell phones and planners and straight teeth. What's going on, Lamont?
Somebody's going to have some hurt feelings in this situation. Kayla is probably going to be the odd man out because when children get involved in a situation like this.
Well, you mean Kayla or L?
Kayla. Oh no, Kayla's going to get cut because you've got the kids that love L and they are highly involved. They pulled on L's heartstrings. And I just told you, whenever people and human beings have something that just blows up and makes you so frustrated with another human being, things that bring you together typically are children and old people. The death of an old person or the birth of new kids and kids in general. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be breaking big news, but I'm going through the same thing myself. For kids, when they see their ideal look of a family, it tears them apart to not have that in place. And they don't understand because they're not adult age. Adults go through stuff that sometimes can't be worked out. It doesn't mean we're going to stop loving you. It just means that we're going to have to love you and maybe not be in that same home. Kids do not like that. And so right now, Janine has bonded with Elle so much. It's almost like her new mom, and she wants her to be with Cross. So all she did was put pressure on Elle to go ahead and drop fake ass Genuine and go ahead and give Cross another chance. And kids have that kind of magic, that kind of substance that they can bring people together that have been upset because someone deceived the other one.
Do you think they're going to end up together?
Yes.
They're going to hook back up?
Yes.
Is Kayla going to get her feelings
hurt?
Kayla?
Yes. Well, I don't know if Kayla's going to get her feelings hurt because she's invested in Cross now. If Cross would have said this is just going to continue to be a fling, I don't think she would be as invested. But you see little tiny instances where you can tell she's totally invested. You saw it this episode. So Kayla's going to get her feelings hurt.
Craziness. Because I was just saying, like, what are your expectations? Y'all going to get married and like just dumb. Mind you, when they was in the hotel room, Cross was in the bathroom taking a shower. She was looking at the clouds because she just got off the phone with her boss and found out the news. And Cross was like, hey, where you at? And she's like, I'm right here. And they gave each other a hug. I started rolling my eyes. Like, oh my God, just what are y'all doing? Okay. I thought this was going to happen once, but it happened twice. And now y'all hugging each other. Just stop it. Like, am I tripping or no?
No. I mean, I think it was subtle enough that they didn't let them go all the way. They interrupted it with Cross's phone call. So I'm okay with what they did. That was enough.
Cool. I forgot to bring this up, and shout out to Danny. Feel sorry for him for setting the children on fire. That is something that you can never get over. But just another reason why I want them to succeed in their mission. You can't be locking up people, human beings, children at that, and chicken. Not even in a cage, in a chicken coop, where it's chicken and shit and crap everywhere. I mean, damn. We saw the conditions of the warehouse. Lamont, these people need to die. Go ahead.
B, we continuously talk about how we see these same tentacles in society right now. How do you think these people in the Epstein files felt? They were all rich, extremely powerful white guys who wake up thinking that because they're so rich, they are a gift to society when you're not, and that they are allowed to do things that are completely illegal because the benefit that they provide to society is greater than their evil. No, it's not. It's not. And this is like modern day slavery. It is modern day slavery. You're getting these people coming from another country, like they brought us from Africa, not giving them any rights. And in this situation, you got these kids who don't have any rights because they're here technically illegally. And you are just basically slave trading them. And then you got the nerve to put them in slave quarters in a chicken coop with the rest of the chickens.
Yeah.
Damn it. What they should have been doing, they should have been frying chicken every night so that you ain't have no damn chicken. Now what you gonna do?
Let me ask you this. The E-Files, this is similar. If you had to guess, or what are your expectations as far as how many people you think are going to go down globally? Now, we got 3 million documents released. You know, they released some redacted stuff, some less redacted stuff. We apparently got another 3 million to go. Do you think that anybody will be taken down from this? Like actually arrested, convicted, you know, held to the highest states, you know, points to the law? Is it 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, 50, 100? How many think you know are really gonna get some jail time or consequences from all this?
I think at least 50. At least. And it's sad that other countries are taking up the mantle where the United States is not doing it, because other countries are way more progressive than us, especially right now, and they're not having it. They are not having it. They're doing the job that we should be doing, because keep in mind, B. Avery, the crimes with Epstein are international. They're not just American justice. They are international. There's 1 or 2 of those countries where they could go get somebody and literally kill them.
I'm gonna ask you one more question about it, then we're gonna go back to the show. Maxwell, who is in a locked up right now in a suite. Would you be okay if she was pardoned, all charges dropped, dismissed, and she's free to go, if she actually testified and gave us and answered all the questions that we wanted to know? Like she implicated everybody. They didn't hold nothing but this person is guilty, this person's guilty, they did this at this time to this person, here go to proof, here go to fax, here go to email, here go to messages, the text messages, the letters, the smoke screen, here's the secret tunnel, here's the financial records, here's the flight log. She gave it all. She told on everybody. And it's at least 50 to people but she go free though. She go scot-free. But she give us everybody else. Would you be okay with that? I'm gonna go ahead and answer.
You
the
have
question.
to be.
I would. I know that sucks.
You have to be. Yeah. You have to be. I mean, you know what we can do with her? We can put her on house arrest. You know, you can have your freedom, but that's it. We have to be okay with that. Because
not even house arrest, bro. She can pull up to a Whataburger, go to the casino, Disney World, just and you know she's never gonna be charged, but she gives us everybody.
You know what? Sadly, you have to be, but at the end of the day, she would become a victim of street justice.
Oh, of course,
she would.
I wasn't even gonna mention that. That's obvious.
So yeah, like let her go. If she can dot the I's, cross the T's, and all that, then yeah, you got to let her go. Even though she was probably the most evil for luring in these women, honeypotting them. But you would definitely have to if she can give you the evidence to bring down all these billionaires, let her bring them down, and we take their money and we provide for the American people the way we should have been providing. Take them down, especially them ones in the Supreme Court. Get them all. Get them.
Yeah, any, no matter what side you're on, you know. Whether it's,
of course, yeah,
it don't matter. To me. I don't
blue,
care.
red.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
If you doing crimes like that, you're not. Yeah.
We want you to be on the side behind the bars that's got the wall behind it, not on the side where it's got a walkway. That's where we want you.
Yep. Yep. I'm just, that relates to this show so much right here. So I just felt like it was relevant. But Lamont, you were pretty adamant that Kayla was guilty from the video. We just, it was like, hey man, I think that's her, but we found out that it's not, that it's AI technology. And we have this computer kid, whiz genius, who's able to put in the code and get the original data. And he realizes that it's not Kayla and she's innocent. But the whole transaction of getting the FBI analyst to do the work with Bobby Trey pulling up, he's just so damn aggressive and he goes and snitches. I was kind of laughing at the whole banter between Bobby Trey and that gentleman. And also him when he was with Kayla in the apartment, like, hey, can I get another one of these, please? I need another 6 bottles of water. Okay, I'm gonna eat up all your groceries. I want you to order me some pizza pockets and some waffles, okay, with some syrup. I would have ordered all the Uber Eats and took some home and threw it in the freezer. Nah, man, what you think about that, man? It's scary, the technology, but it's good that he was able to break through it and clear Kayla. But what are your thoughts there?
I was definitely wrong, but I did say last week I wanted to be wrong, but I was definitely wrong. We figured out who it is, and I just want Kayla clear, and I'm happy that she went and did her own investigation to get dirt on Troy, who wound up having to help her get to that point.
Yeah, and her boss, man, you really don't like the boss, the deputy director. Yeah, he said we not meeting in the office, we meeting in the garage, where it smell like outside and it stank. Okay, yeah. What is he guilty too? Was he part of the untraceable guns and super soldier serum gone bad, or like what is his involvement looking like to you?
He's involved in it somehow, some way. And obviously he's crooked. You saw, she thought that he worked his way to the top, and no, he shucked and jived his way to the top. And so, and I like that she was smart enough to get dirt on him, because that is classic Anglo-Saxon behavior when they need to get out of something. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Also lose. Man, this got to be horrible, bro. You make straight A's all your life. You go to the best schools, the most prestigious schools. You get the grades, you get the scholarship, you get the education, you get the job. You're moving on up in the government, thinking that you are a nice member of society, and you find out that your mama is crooked. And that she was dismissing all these 43 cases, I think, of child sex trafficking. Baby, your mama wasn't shit. She wasn't crap. All that stuff. She used that money from her blood money to pay for all this right here. I got the proof in the picture right here. How does she know that was there? So that was a good indicator. Like, okay, this woman must know what she's talking about. Lamont, that's not that. I don't know what you do on that drive home from work when you find that out. My gosh. That sucks to find out your mama Go ahead.
But he's just as dirty as his mama.
You think so?
He's just as dirty as his mama. I mean, like right now we've got people contributing to some of these companies that they know is supplanting ICE. They know it. And you see what ICE is doing. This man knew what was going on. He turned a blind eye because rich people like to cozy. I mean, politicians love to cozy up with rich people, take photo ops to have us have this fake sense of we can achieve too, and they ain't nobody achieving, pulling up their bootstrap. They all fucking cheating, and that's it. So you know what? I hope she carves her name in his back and chop off his 3 fingers, and I'm done with that.
Oh my gosh! Well, we can move on. You seem upset about that.
Yeah, they make me sick.
Bobby Trey coming through in the clutch though at the end, man. I don't know what type of GPS tracking Kayla got to send Bobby Trey over there that quick. Cross just got into an accident. I'm gonna send you his pen. Go now, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Like, wow, was he around the corner like that? But no, he did come through. Like Robin Hood and Batman combined. That was saved him twice in 60 seconds. Or is this going to be a new team up? It's going to be a trio: Cross, Kayla, and Bobby Trey. They're going to take down the bad guys now, or or what do you think about this ending, man? Because yeah, he came through, save the day.
Hey, name of the show is Cross Trey. That's going to be the new name of the show.
Yes.
And I loved how Bobby Trey is tough, but now you put him up against a real deal adversary, and mind you, he was getting his ass kicked, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you fight somebody who ain't scared of you and they bigger than you, they don't give a damn about this. He was getting that ass beat, but you know what? Donnie threw him in the wrong corner, which caused him to get to that gun, and Bobby Trey came through. So yeah, this is the new team up. Cross Trey.
Cross Trey. He did get launched in the air into the side of that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, my God. And it looked like he put up a good fight. What's interesting is they didn't focus on it. They kept the camera on Cross and him trying to escape and left him in a vulnerable position, upside down. Like they could have easily wrote it like, okay, Cross was knocked out. He, he freed himself, got a couple of shots off, but no, they left him helpless. So that's just an interesting decision right there. Didn't make him look weak, just that he's not invincible, that he's not perfect. Kind of like Kayla called him out before anyway. So very, very entertaining. A very great way to end the episode. What did I leave out, if anything, or what is there anything we need to cover?
Absolutely nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy has got to go. B. Avery is one of the masters at doing these reviews. Great show, great audience. Please subscribe.
Yes. So guys, thank y'all so much. That is going to wrap it up for our Cross Season 2, Episode 5, titled Climb. And we will see you same time, same place for Episode 6. If you watch this on my channel, please subscribe to Lamont's channel. Link is in the description. If you watch this on Lamont's channel, please subscribe to my channel. Link is in the description. But guys, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget, we are also covering Paradise Season 2. So watch those videos. I'm B. Avery. That's Lamont. And that's just our opinion. Peace out. And we'll see you next time.